What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Slapshot Stewie back with another YouTube video. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be doing a live Town Hall 11 base building session. So at the end of this video, there's going to be a base. So if you guys want to copy that, go right ahead. But if you really want to get like the fullest out of this, you should probably watch the entire thing because I'm going to be explaining like my entire thought process. So without further ado, we're going to get this thing started. So first things first, I normally start out with some sort of inspiration. So my source of inspiration for this base is going to be from the opponent that we just faced, Heavens 18, GG to them. So we look at this base. This is what I was looking at right here. I was looking at his top right side, how he's got 3 9x9 comps next to each other, like all along here. So that's basically what I thought would be cool to implement in one of my bases. By the way, do not copy this base. There's a lot of technical flaws with it that I'm not going to explain, but if you're, just don't copy this base. It's not that good, except we didn't triple it. Then again, we didn't triple a lot this war. So that's the main thing that we're going to start out with, those 9x9 comps. So I already cleared a slot for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with some 9x9 comps, and I want that to be the area my queen is going to be in. So we're going to start out by making some 9x9 comps next to each other, just like that. Alright, we got our 9x9s. So that is going to be part of the base. Next thing, I wrote some notes down too of what goes through my head when I do this. So yeah, first I like to start out with either Queen comp, Inferno comp, or Eagle comp. So this is going to be our Queen comp. She's going to be in the center 9x9. I like that. Alright, yeah, I like this. Queen's gonna be there. I want this to be the outside of the base over here. So what we're gonna do is something a little bit different. I had this idea in mind. We're going to have a small little dead zone thing here to stop someone from suing the queen. I haven't tried this out before, so this will be interesting. So yeah, we're going to make this little moat here. Let's try and make it symmetrical with the queen. So if we go out here, it's going to be the same amount of walls on each side compared to the queen. So I think that looks good. That looks about right. Okay. Yeah, so here's our little wall piece segment. So if you look here, the queen range is everything. I always base all bases upon the arch queen range. So as you can see here, no one's going to be able to sue the queen unless they walk inside this moat here. And then, like, for example, look on this side, these walls right here. Like, someone on the other side of those walls is not going to be able to hit the archer queen. So they're going to need to get into these compartments if they want to hit the archer queen. I'll explain more about that later. But I want to build a dead zone too. Let's go here. We're just making dead zones. How's that sound? I like a dead zone. And I'm building. I want to build a base with spread out main defenses. So like your main defenses are going to be your archer queen, your eagle, and your inferno towers. So basically you want those things spread out evenly throughout the whole base. So I'm going to place my eagle a good distance away from my archer queen, not next to it. I think that would be really good Sui value, really good queen charge value. Which, in some cases it works, but not. I don't think I want to do that this build. So archer queen and eagle are going to be like this. On I'll make classic eagle comp, you know, classic eagle comp, just like that. So queen can't shoot if they're on this side, you know, because it's 4 tiles. And, you know, I bring that up a lot in my builds. There's always ranges involved. So, you know, like, let's say in a queen charge, here, I'll just do my defenses now. So in a queen charge, basically what you want to do is make it so there's enough defenses that the archer queen that's charging your base cannot reach. So that way those defenses can just stack up the DPS and end up taking out that queen. Especially when your eagle activates, a lot of damage could be going on that archer queen and force an early ability or even for her to die. So I'm gonna start out an expo farm early, like a little bit earlier. So we're gonna go expo. So as you can see here, these expo placements, they cannot be reached from the outside of the base. Yeah, and that's good coverage right there. I like that. Also, if you're in this compartment right here, people can't destroy this expo, and if you're in this compartment here, you can't destroy this expo. So that's good. We're gonna go some more unreachable DPS. We're gonna go archer tower. So these defenses, like, I wouldn't want these archer towers right here and here, for example, because that way, if someone's in this center compartment right here, look at how much defenses they could reach with their archer queen. And the archer queen would just take out all these defenses. But by moving my archer towers back like this, the queen can't like, when she's in the queen compartment, my queen compartment, which is a very, very likely place for the enemy queen to charge, they can't reach as many defenses as they would like to, which ends up the DPS just builds over time because the queen can't reach them. So she ends up hopefully like dying. So that's why I have my defenses like that. Let's focus on the eagle compartment a little bit more. Let's make this dead zone a little bit bigger. Yeah, so I always like to put my king next to my eagle because I think that's just really good coverage. That's just something I like to do personally. And it completes off, the comp. And the Barbarian King's also not a defense, so it also helps with pathing. Since if you look here, the Barbarian King and this moat forms a complete like quote-unquote moat around my eagle, so that way no hogs or balloons are going to be able to funnel into it that easy. So that's kind of my thought process around that. Let's go on the other side here. So we have, this little divot here. I like to fill out my divots. Let's go make a comp. How's that? Looking kind of boxy so far, so we'll have to fix that in the future, but don't worry. So since my queen is able to be reached from the outside, I think this is going to be a great base to have a hound clan castle on. So that way, if they go inside this moat to try and kill my archer queen, they're going to lure the CC. As you can see, the ranges here. It just works out pretty nice. I always have my warden by your archer queen. So that way, raged E-Drags take 2 hits to kill her. And also, it just gives a crazy health buff to my archer queen. So always put your warden by your archer queen. I like this setup so far. We're gonna add to my expo farm, which I love to build expo farms. They kill queens, so we're gonna put expo here in line with my archer queen. It's gonna we're gonna put on a ground. So we're gonna use a ground bow here to just extend the DPS to these 3 compartments. And again, this expo, if you're in any 3 of these compartments right here, you can't reach this expo. So that's just added DPS that the enemy archer queen's not going to be able to reach when they're charging your base. And hopefully this eagle's activated by then. So you got, let's say, you got this archer tower, expo, maybe this archer tower, and the eagle all shooting on the queen at once. And that's what kills enemy queens. So, yeah, we're looking at this right now. we can start a Inferno Tower compartment farther away from, you know, my other two core values. So we're gonna start, we're gonna start an Inferno over here. Yeah, we're gonna start an Inferno over here. So my favorite Inferno Tower compartment at the moment is the, I don't know, 10 by 10 maybe. I think this is 10 by 10. Basically, it's I like it because its ranges are in a perfect world that they're perfect ranges because as you can see, the enemy queen cannot shoot this Inferno from outside here, and bowlers and wizards cannot shoot. Basically, bowlers can't shoot from this side, and also this little moat around the entire thing helps with pathing, so it just helps form a defense ring around the entire Inferno, which is something you really want to do in your bases. Like to help on pathing, basically what you want to do is around your main defenses. So you know your Inferno towers and your eagle are basically the main things that make pathing in a base, or they determine pathing in a base. So what I'm going to try and do is just like I did with this wall mode and the Barbarian King with my eagle. I'm going to try and do the same sort of thing with my Inferno towers to make hogs and loons path around it. So I'm going to fill this Inferno Tower comp with storages, which help against miners, which miners are huge right now, so that's something you definitely want to do. Try and defend against miners the most. We're going to throw a ground skelly. It's ground, right? Yeah. A ground skelly in there that'll also help defend against miners. We're gonna fill this comp with a builder hut. That's a pretty good queen or Inferno Tower comp. I like that. No. I'm gonna extend this mode even farther because why the hell not? Oh, that works out nice too. Yeah, here we go. So that's a pretty damn long moat, but I think it's gonna work out in the end. Even though it gives access to my eagle and queen, if a troop gets inside of there, they're not gonna be able to take out my Inferno Tower. So I don't think it's a great comp to charge because it'll end up taking out the healers. Yeah, I like that. Let's finish off the outer compartments of this Inferno Tower. So basically complete the defense ring. So basically, you know what we could do? A dead ass. This is a great spot to use a Tesla farm because it'll complete. Here, I'll show you guys in a minute. Here, I'll do this later. So I'm gonna form my outer compartments for this Inferno Tower. And I'm going to fill these in with defenses to make sure that my ring is completed. I'll show you guys what the ring I'm talking about is in a sec. So here are my outer compartments. So this defense ring is going to look like this. Let's make it one more bigger. All right, there we go. So my defense ring is starting to form here. As you can see, there's going to be a ring of defenses around my Inferno Tower. So that way, if balloons or hogs are dropped here, there's going to be a ring around my Inferno Tower, so that way the troops don't path into my Inferno Tower. And if you look here, the Inferno Tower range reaches all these defenses, so while the troops are walking around the ring that I made, the Inferno Tower is going to be beating their ass, which is exactly what we want as a defender. So complete the defense ring. So here's the defense ring. You guys can see it. I want to move this Tesla out. Here, I like that better. So yeah, there's going to be our defense ring, which is looking pretty nice so far. Let's add some more comps. I don't want to have too many 9x9s, so let's bring it down a notch here. Like that maybe. We can start to make our next comps. Yeah, we're gonna make another Inferno comp, and again, I'm trying to keep my main values spread apart from each other. So that's what we're gonna do. So now, if you look at my value spread right now, it kind of forms a Y, as you can see. You know, I have my main values in kind of a Y shape. That's a good position to have them in. Keeps them spread. So yeah, we're gonna finish off this Inferno comp similar to how the other one is, with the storages and where is it? Here we go. We got our skeleton trap in there for the miners, defense against miners. By the way, the storages also help tank the miners, so that's why they're there instead of, you know, spell factories or something. You know what we could do? Here, this is so you know how I used a builder hut in this one? In this one, instead of a builder hut, we're gonna actually use a sweeper. Oh, perfect. Yeah, it's gonna face this way. So it's gonna face right towards the most likely area someone would queen charge, you know, to get the archer, queen, and eagle. So that way, the sweeper also defends against electron attack strategies. So let's say someone, you know, the main thing people are going for is the enemy queen. So, you know, if they drop their electron from over here, guess what? My sweeper is going to be right in the way, which is exactly what I want. And while I'm thinking of this, we can actually move this clan castle over. Oh yeah, we can move this clan castle over. So that way, when an electron comes in here from the top, you know, you want to defend E-drag chains as much as possible. So basically, what I'm doing here is I'm disconnecting the eagle from any electron from the top side of the base. So if my clan castle is over here, the chains would go from, you know, these expos and the archer queen to the clan castle to maybe the warden, or maybe they go to the eagle. But by moving my clan castle over one, now the eagle is completely disconnected to any electron attack strategy from the top side. And we have a sweeper defending it too. So I think it's going to be really hard for someone to get my eagle with any electron attack strategy. So we're going to fill in a few more comps now. So we're going to fill, we can make our next compartments to fill in the rest of the base here. I don't like that. There we go. Yeah. So originally I had this, and then I just switched it to two more smaller skinny comps because I didn't like the fact that you could wall break into the single compartment and reach my eagle and Inferno tower. I don't like giving value up that easy, so I'm making it harder to reach my eagle, which is, you know, this is yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. So yeah, we're gonna fill in some other compartments here. I need my outer compartments on this Inferno tower now. So you know, pretty basic, similar to the top one. We're just gonna fill in this side. Gonna fill in this side. Ah, shit. Need a wall. Let's use well, shit. It's looking pretty damn good. I was one wall short. Let's take a wall off our moat up top to fill that in. And okay. So yeah, I'm gonna move these walls back one tile just so I can fit a trap inside of here instead of having like 3 buildings, you know, head on like that, because I don't like having defenses touching. It's bad for balloon defense because balloons just end up taking out both defenses at once from certain angles. So there's our wall layout. I think this is looking like a pretty sexy base. So let's fill in our other Inferno tower compartments. Let's go with cannon, air defense. Okay. So yeah, I want to keep in mind my air defense positioning throughout the entire base. You don't want it really to be in a perfect square or rectangle. You always want it to be a little weird, just to make the Lalo attackers think a little bit more. But you also don't want to have them all like on the same side, for example, because then that just makes electro drags and regular dragons a lot stronger, because the side with no air defenses is going to be really, really vulnerable. So I'll always make sure there's somewhat spread throughout the base. So yeah, let's focus on wizard towers now, because I think that's a really important part of defending any bad strategy. Basically, with your wizard towers, you want to have them not freezable with your Inferno tower. So if you see here, this Inferno tower range is covering the wizard tower. So if bats go on this wizard tower right here, the Inferno tower is going to be able to kill them. So that's exactly what you want to do. You want to have overlapping splash defense. So we're going to have that on the bottom side too, with this and this wizard tower. So that way, again, overlapping splash, which is exactly what you want. We can stick one right here too. 2 overlapping splash. This is perfect. That worked out really nice. And you don't want all your splash on one side of the base, right? So now we got to have some on the top side. And again, wizard towers aren't big for defending queen charges, so you can be a little bit more lenient with where you place them in terms of unreachable DPS. You know how I talked about making these archer towers unreachable by the queen in certain scenarios. Like if she's in this compartment, she can't reach these 2 archer towers, which are 2 DPS defenses. But a wizard tower doesn't really hurt the enemy queen too much. So it's okay if we have wizard towers that can be reached by in one compartment. Always have a bomb tower by your archer queen, so I'm gonna place that. I'm gonna move it back, so that way I moved it back 1 tile so some Stewie can't come in and grab it from outside the little wall segment moat thing we got going on. So that's moved back. My screen is being unresponsive right now. The walls back out. There we go. All right, so now we're back. We're gonna finish off some more. We're gonna finish off our air defenses now. Yeah, we can finish off our air defenses. We're gonna put them. Again, we don't want it to be a rectangle, so we're gonna place. I like it right here, and let's go here. So again, if someone's in my queen compartment, they can't reach both these air defenses at once. So they're gonna have to. If they want both defenses, they're gonna have to start on this compartment and then walk their way in and probably jump into the compartment over here to grab this air defense. Because if they start from 9 o'clock and work their way in and then wall break into my queen compartment, they're not going to be able to reach this air defense, and that's going to fuck their attack because it's going to kill their healers. So next I'm going. Oh, I still have an expo. So I like my little expo farm setup I have here right now. Helpful tip is you don't want all your expos to be targetable in one compartment. So something that a common base builder would do right now is probably just be like, oh, I want all my expos near my queen, right, to defend queen charges. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place my expo right here. And that's actually a really shitty idea, because what's going to happen is someone's going to be like, oh, look at this clan castle comp, because look what I can reach inside of it. I can reach all 4 of his expos, his queen, and his eagle artillery. So that's a prime compartment that reachability is is like fucking unbelievable in here. So we don't want to give the attacker that much value. So what I'm going to end up doing is move it. There's really no good spot over here to put this expo. So we're going to move it over to this compartment right here. Yeah, even like this, we can still reach it from this compartment. So we're going to have to move it back farther. And yeah, that works out because this expo only adds on to my defense ring over this Inferno tower here, which I like. So there's my expo setup. I like my one ground bow, and by the way, miner's getting more popular, so it's always a good idea to always have a ground bow now. I think one ground bow, 3 air and grounds is a great ratio to have right now in this meta. We can place our other sweeper. Let's place it here. Yeah, so again, I want to keep the E-drags from chaining over to these defenses over here. So what I'm going to do is have this 2-tile gap in between these buildings. Again, electron defense. Yeah, we can have the sweeper pointing. You always want your sweepers to defend the majority of your base. So since I have more base up top here, I'm probably gonna want to place it like that. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, so my sweeper's not really gonna cover the moat here, but why would I need it to? You know? So I'm gonna have it facing more towards the right side, so it gets, you know, the majority of shit on that side. Yeah, so I like those sweepers. Next thing we can do, and we could probably do town hall now. No, or no, we can fill in. No, let's do town hall. So town hall. Where do I want to place my town hall on this base? Well, I'll tell you, I like the main things I look at is I don't want to give good wall wrecker entries for P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, and I don't want to give Blimp Electron a good path. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to place my town hall. Let's place it. We could place it on the left side. The left side's looking nice right now. Or nah, should I go bottom? Yeah, let's go bottom. Okay, so town hall placement. Basically, I'm placing my town hall at the bottom right now because a Blimp Electron will come from the top here because, you know, they look for the enemy queen, and my sweeper is going to be covering that angle. So I think Blimp Electron is really covered well here, as well as Slammer Electron. And then I got to look at wall wrecker pathing, and it's looking all right. So yeah, they're gonna have to come from. Let's move this over. They're gonna have to come from probably this side if they're gonna go P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. And right now I'm thinking Hound CC. So hopefully that's not too big of an issue. And I can also set up my SAMs to you know, kill that entry. So that's what we'll do. Now you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna put our town hall on the left side actually, because that'll be better. Yeah, because that way P.E.K.K.A. Bobat entries are a little screwed up, and they'll have to come from some weird angles over here that look very non-appetizing for an attacker. So yeah, we're gonna put our town hall over on this side. So next up, we can start placing some. We're gonna form our pathing throughout our base a little bit more. So we have some empty spots here we can fill. I'm gonna put a storage here. Again, making little L shapes. You know, so if people place balloons over here, they can't go directly to this air defense. They got to go Archer Tower, Wizard Tower, and then air defense. You never want to have your air defenses directly targetable because that's just not a good idea because Lalo, like balloons can directly target them, and that just really reduces the DPS and the hounds. We can place our other skeleton trap on. Yeah, we're gonna put it on air over here. Yeah, so just more defending that electro drag spot. We never want to have defense blocks. So, for example, if I put an archer tower right here, that's a really shitty idea, and you'll see this in a lot of bases, and I call people out all the time on this when I'm reviewing shit. They have defense blocks, which basically means a group of 4 defenses all right next to each other. So imagine someone placing either a haste spell or a rage spell or a heal spell right on this area right here, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenses touching. So that just gives like the most heal spell value for any attack, and most rage spell value, like anything. And just pathing is crazy easy through here. Like, let's say you place balloons in this archer tower, they're going to mow through this entire section here, and they're not going to have to travel a lot to kill all those defenses. So what you want to do is make balloons travel a long time to kill defenses, because that's the way to get the most out of your defenses. So we're gonna go filler building here, so that way, pathing is distinct. They go from here to here to here to here. We can fill it in then. So yeah, we can fill that in. We got to complete this defense ring and this Inferno tower over here, which we can do right now. We can go here. Let's place a final bomb tower. We can go. Yeah, so look at this defense ring. Again, if someone places their troops down, their balloons or hog riders, what are they going to do? They're not going to go towards the Inferno. They're going to go around the Inferno, and all the while the Inferno tower is going to be hitting the troops, which is exactly what we want as the defender. We have some other things to fill in the base here. Let's go. I like builder there. Again, because I don't want a defense block, right? Because if I place an archer tower or any defense here, a defense block is going to be formed with that archer tower, air defense, expo, bomb tower, wizard tower, which again, it's a lot of value. So by placing this builder hut here, spells are not going to be able to get that much value out of themselves. So that I like that there. So we got a few more things to fill in until the inside of the base is done. So again, keeping in mind defense blocks. I don't want defense blocks because defense blocks are bad. We can fill in a storage here, again, to make a little zigzag shape pathing here to defenses. And again, I don't want defense blocks. If I place a defense here, there's going to be a shit ton of defenses in one area, which is not good. You want your value spread throughout the entire base, and defense blocks are not spread value. So we're going to put, I don't want 2 storages. I'm going to take Dark Spell Factory. I'm going to place that in there. So it looks like the inside's pretty much done. That's the inside of the base. That's how it looks. That's my value spread. So pretty much after you got your inside done, you're always going to have leftover defenses down here. As you can see, I got cannons, I got archer towers, I got some mortars. So basically my thought process with those outside defenses is I want to make sure that all my air defenses cannot be directly targetable, and I also want to make some extra defense rings. So if you look at this storage, for example, I'm going to form a sort of a defense ring around it, just to finish off some pathing here. So I'll place. Let's go mortar. Yeah, we can go like a mortar out here. We can go. Yeah, let's go right here. Let's move this town hall a little bit. Archer tower. So yeah, if you look at this, now we have a tiny little ring of defenses here, which I'm all about the rings and the bases. So again, look at this this ring around the storage, which again just makes it more distinct pathing, which predictable pathing is what you want as a defender. But like, you know, as an attacker, you'd think you would want predictable pathing too. But as you can see here, basically how I had this set up is defense targeting troops are going to go to these defenses like the attacker thinks, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's going to go to these defenses here. I'm hoping, yeah, and then from here, they're either going to go down to this Grand Warden and on that way, or they're going to go up to this bomb tower. And if they go to this bomb tower, oh, I just noticed the defense block. That's okay. I can have one. But if they go upside, like up this way, notice how my rings around my important defenses, like my eagle, are going to take action. They're going to stay on these defenses up here, and then all of a sudden my Tesla farm is going to finish off this ring, and they're going to completely avoid my eagle. And then hopefully these Teslas can do their job, and this Tesla farm is going to be able to continue this ring, and they're going to go around this Inferno tower, and they're going to continue around these defenses here, all the while the Inferno tower and eagle are still alive. Same thing going the other way. You know, it works the same way. So that's the thought process behind my pathing there. And same thing with my bottom Inferno tower compartment. You can see here, there's a defense ring that troops are going to go around and avoid my Inferno tower. So that's really what makes pathing in a base. That I just explained what the pathing will look like. And so let's continue finishing off our outer defenses. So again, I see a storage on the outside here. So we're going to use defenses here. Let's put a mortar. Let's go cannon. So I made a little ring around the storage here, so that way, you know, pathing is more distinct, of course. So, you know, they're going to go from these defenses to either this archer tower and continue on, you know, this way, or they're going to come down to this archer tower, maybe to this wizard tower, and then they're going to follow my defense ring around the Inferno tower this way. So again, I'm going to look for, I don't want too many, so yeah, I don't want my air defenses to be covered, or not covered. I don't want them to be directly targetable. So we can place an archer tower here to protect against that. Let's place on this side. So yeah, another good thing to take note of is that this archer tower, right now where it is, if you place balloons on it, its next target is going to be the air defense. But if I place my archer tower on more of the cannon's side, the balloons that target this archer tower, are going to go next to the cannon and avoid the air defense, giving the air defense more time to shoot. So that's a little bit of my thought process there. We need a defense over here. Let's go cannon here. So yeah, you can see my outside defense is starting to form along the bottom left side. Again, I see a storage here, another chance to make a defense ring, which I'm in love with defense rings, as you can probably tell by now. So let's go archer tower. And by the way, my outer defenses, look how they're positioned. They're always that one tile away from the wall, which is just Electro Dragon defense. So that way, my entire interior of the base will not be able to get hit from chains, as long as my defenses are one tile away like this. And that's just a common thing that I do that I think everyone should be doing, because it's really, really strong and it works. So let's go like that. So again, that just makes pathing more distinct. I mean distinct pathing meaning there's no defense blocks where troops just go wherever the fuck they want. Like, I actually have paths for for the enemy troops to take. They're going to go from here to this cannon, and then they're going to start going around the defense ring, right? They're going to go up this way, or they're going to go to this expo, and, you know, then from, you know, to my core defenses. But, you know, the defense rings are pretty much complete, so they're going to have to choose a core defense to go to. It's not going to be, like, completely overpowered. So next outer defenses can go up top. Again, to just defend against, you know, the direct targeting of my air defenses here. Shit. Well, I made this base a little too long. It looks like, because that way I'm not gonna be able to fit defenses over here. Like, I want to, yeah. Well, we're gonna place builders over here because that's the only trash building that'll fit in that space. Yeah, no defense. Yeah, so we're okay. So we're gonna break our own rule a little bit here, and this cannon isn't gonna be one tile away. Technically, like, I should like it there, but you know, gotta make sacrifices, I guess. And also we gotta defend against this side direct targeting. So we're gonna place a mortar. Can place it right here. Next defense, we gotta protect against this air defense now. So you know, I got one cannon left. So yeah, I'm gonna place this in line with my wizard tower here. So that way, I don't want my cannon here because what's gonna happen is loons are gonna go to this cannon, then they're gonna go directly to this air defense. But instead, I'm gonna line it up with my wizard tower here. So that way, balloons are gonna kill this cannon, and then they're gonna go to this wizard tower, which again just gives more time for this air defense to shoot things down. So yeah, that's my outer. That's all my outer defenses now. We can start on traps. So we're gonna start to trap this base. We can do springs first. Spring traps. You know, normally you want them away from your archer queen because hog riders. You know, hog rider attacks go down. You know, they got to get your enemy queen. So usually they're gonna take out this section. So you want your spring traps away from there. We can add them to our Tesla farm. Can add them up here even. So yeah, this is gonna be heavily trapped up top. So yeah. We got 4 springs up here. Where else can we fit? Can fit a spring right here. Can spring it right here. So there's our springs. We're a little heavy up top, but that's all right. Right now we're looking pretty susceptible to some queen walk going from here down the base, but I think that's going to be okay because then they're not going to be able to get my eagle that easily because my moat. So I think that's okay. Next thing we can do, we can place our giant bombs. So yeah, since we're looking susceptible to a queen walk down at the top side right now, because of how much value they can get with my Teslas, I'm going to want to place my giant bombs mostly on the bottom side. So that's what I'm going to do. Go bomb here. You know, bomb here. Bomb here. Yeah, we can go... Where else can we go bomb? We can bomb here, I guess. Damn, where else? Where else can we go bomb? I'm trying to think right now. We can go bomb... See, this is the tough part about trapping. We can go... Yeah, that works. That was off my screen. Yes, that works. So if you look at our bombs now, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all on the bottom side, which is gonna be really good for me if a hog rider attack starts their queen walk from the top side. They're gonna have to go through all my bombs on the bottom. We can place our SAMs. So our SAMs, you know, most of the time SAMs are going to go in areas where queen charges are likely to happen, preferably near air defenses, or in line with your Inferno tower and town hall, because that's where wall wrecker attacks are going to happen from. So we can go first SAM right here. We can go next SAM somewhere like here. Next SAM. It's always good to have SAMs near Tesla farms too, because that's a great spot for a slammer to be dropped. So black mines by Tesla farms are great. I really like those. We can go next SAM by this air defense. Let's go extra SAM. So we have 2 SAMs by our Tesla farm. And by the way, notice here that these SAMs are also in line with the air defenses. So even if there's no SAM, they're in line with the air defenses. So if you look at the hound pathing, the hounds are going to trip them either way. So they have multiple purposes and multiple uses here, which is exactly what you want in your SAMs. So we can go. Let's place got a tornado here. I see a lot of bad tornado placements, but most of the time you just want it so it's not too close to an Inferno tower or eagle. Most of the time it's away from air defenses. Right now I'm looking. I like the top. We can put it like. We can throw it like right here, even like here. Yeah, so let's do it. Yeah, this is a good tornado placement because it's away from air defenses for the most part, so hopefully the hounds don't trigger it. And it's in range in range of the Inferno tower, so that way the Inferno tower will be able to hit whatever's being tornadoed. So that's the thought process behind that. We can place our red air mines now. So again, red air mines, you want them out of range of the air defenses, so that way lava pups don't trip them, because that's just a waste of a red mine. So we can go like right here. No, yeah, like right there. We can go, where else? Let's go right. Let's go here. Here's good. And again, all these red mines are going to be outside of range of the air defenses, because that makes it more likely for balloons to trip them and not hounds. We can go inside. Inside red mine, again, outside of the air defense ranges. Last one, let's throw it by the Tesla farm. That could be pretty deadly, I think. So that's looking pretty nice. So yeah, all my traps are pretty much done. Oh, I like to do bombs after I place my trash, because that way I'm able to see the path wall breakers are going to take better. So yeah, let's just start filling in trash now. We can do town hall in the very corner, it looks like. We can do that. Yeah, we can start filling in some trash layer here. So that's what we're going to do. And again, I'm going to try and keep my trash layer that one tile away from the wall, so that way electro dragons don't really get any value inside my base, only outside. We can place gold. We can go. We're gonna protect our Tesla farm a little bit with my storage here. Yeah, we're gonna go storage here. We can probably go. What else? Go more gold mines. We can go labs. Yeah, let's go lab here. Let's go gold mine again. Gold mine. Let's fit another thing in. We can start filling in more trash layer here. Kind of sucks I can't have buildings to like be outside here, but I'm just gonna have to deal with it. So yeah, we're gonna place some more trash, We're gonna go spread that out a little bit more. We can go 2. And by the way, for the mortars that you can, I really don't think it's a big deal. People really hound down on you for like having mortars that are bounceable, but I really don't think it's too big of an issue as long as it's not a very good funnel point. So don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up about it, because I do it all the time. Place. barrack there. And you don't want your air defenses bounceable either. So like, let's say if I put my dark elixir storage right here, someone's gonna be able to place a bowler right here and bounce my air defense. So that's not something I want to do. So I'm just gonna place a spell factory there, which is low HP. We can continue filling in trash. Again, one tile away from my inner side. We can go. Let's keep placing shit. This mortar, I'm placing an army camp here, so it's not bounceable. Let's continue placing some trash. Let's go. That's good. We can place our. Not even. We can go like some sort of barrack here. No, let's go heavy hit point structure with a small hit point structure outside. Let's place a barrack here. What else can we do? We can go dark barrack. We can go regular barrack. Nothing can really help this mortar here. It's all right. I wish I had a builder hut here, but I don't. I'm using all my builder huts over here to defend someone directly targeting, like an archer queen directly targeting this archer tower, for example. But that's okay. So now we got a few buildings left. We're just gonna fill in the rest of our trash here. Pretty easy. Nothing too difficult. We can go like, yeah, that's looking fine. And something I like to do when placing trash, I like it when, you know how Electro Dragons can hit like certain buildings like these two that are touching one tile away, but they can't hit 2 tile away. So why would you have 1 tile away when you can either throw them right next to each other for the same effect of these 2 gold mines, or you can throw them in pairs like that and put them 2 tiles away from each other. So that way, an Electro Dragon's only hitting a group of 2 trash buildings at one time. I think that's the best way to group trash if you're going to group trash. That's just my thought process behind it. Oh shit, let's just place a thing here. We can go army camp over here. That's nice. So yeah, there's our trash layer. Again, lots of trash up top just because of how the base is shaped. It's kind of like in that, skinny style. Lots of trash up top. Again, just makes it harder to funnel, which is what we want because, again, like I said before, that's a pretty damn good value for a queen charge. So more trash up there makes it harder. We got to place our small bombs now. So small bombs I want to defend against, Suies basically, because that's the main thing. They Suie their heroes and grab, good defenses. So we're gonna put small bomb. We can go a few small bombs over here maybe. Let's go. I always like placing them 1 tile away. That's just me. Let's go bomb. Let's go bomb. Let's go bomb. Bomb. Yeah. Oh yeah, and before I forget, another huge thing that you want to do is, Sui Lalo, basically, a great Sui Lalo value is getting an air defense and an Inferno tower. So down here is a pretty damn bad job on my part because if you break into this compartment, you're able to Sui an air defense with an Inferno tower. And that is not something that you want to do as a defender because that's something that a lot of people look for because that's great Sui value. But I have my sweepers set up to defend that, so I might be okay. I might have to tweak this base and change that to make it so I can't Sui these with 1 wall break. Up top is a really good example of how to do it right. As you can see here, you cannot Sui my Inferno tower and my air defense with 1 wall break. So you can either pick one. You can Sui this bottom compartment and grab my Inferno tower, or you can Sui this top compartment and grab my air defense, and you can't grab my Inferno tower. So that's how you want to have it set up to avoid Stewies. Um, and also, if you're looking at my wizard tower positioning here, I have my wizard towers set up so 3 of them are not in range of air defenses, which makes it really tough for balloons to get through these wizard towers, because wizard towers actually do a shit ton of damage for balloons. Because a lot of times I see people with all their wizard towers are paired with an air defense, and that's really shitty because the wizard tower is just going to shoot on the hound, and that does nothing. If you want the wizard towers to do something against Lalo, you want to have them outside of the air defense range, so the wizard towers can hit the balloons. And paired with red mines, it really fucks up balloons, and just through experience, I've seen whole packs of balloons go down like that, and that just really screws up the attack. So yeah, if you see, this is the first wizard tower, this is the second wizard tower out of range of air defenses, and this is the third. And those are probably the most important 3 because an attacker is most likely gonna let's say they charge my enemy queen. These wizard tower locations don't matter because they're gonna go down anyways. So on the back end, it's kind of really anti-Lalo, which I like. And another thing I want to point out is my Inferno tower compartments. As you can see here, I sort of did the same thing inside my Inferno tower compartments as I did in the outside. Electro Dragon defense. You know how Electro Dragons can't hit my inside of the base? Well, if you look here, my storages are set up so that way, if Electro Dragons are hitting anything inside of the base, they can't hit anything inside my Inferno tower compartment because of this one tile gap in between my storages and Inferno tower. Yeah, they can hit the sweeper, but the sweeper doesn't connect because it's 2 tiles away. And same thing over here. I have that little 1 tile gap, so Electro Dragon chains go around my Inferno towers and storages. So that way, the only way they can take out my Infernos is a direct hit to those storages or Inferno towers. So that's basically that's my thought process in making a base, guys. And again, if you look here, for queen charges, they're most likely going for your queen compartment. My defenses are set up so that from any compartment, there's gonna be some DPS that the enemy queen can't reach. So let's say they break in this compartment, this 9x9. There's gonna be this archer tower. There's gonna be this Expo. And yeah, there's gonna be like a little bit of DPS in each compartment that the enemy queen can't reach. So let's say they get in this compartment. There's going to be this archer tower, and this Expo that are going to be hitting the enemy queen. So that stacks DPS, and that's going to really hurt the enemy queen. Voice crack. Also, if you look at this top 9x9, so let's look at the unreachable DPS in here. We're going to have this Expo, this Grand Warden, and this Expo. And yeah, so there's always going to be that DPS that you want on the enemy queen, which is going to force rage spells. And once the enemy queen runs out of rage spells, they're basically screwed. And I also have a sweeper pointing in this direction, which if the queen ever gets, farther into the base to try and get this eagle out of the way, the sweeper is going to be a bitch. Because how the sweeper's positioned, they're going to have to go through the eagle and this Expo before they hit the sweeper. So the sweeper's going to stay alive for a long time. Yeah, so that's pretty much how I make my bases. I have decorations here. I can just place those on the side. So let me place these real quick. Don't place them inside your base. It takes away from Tesla locations, possible Tesla locations. So there's the base. If you want to screenshot it now, go ahead. Yeah. There you go. I'm going to screenshot it for myself. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. I can tell you guys how it does if you want. Just comment below. I can just mention how many defense or if it got freshed, for example. I can share information on it and on how it does in my wars. But yeah, that's it. So if you learned something, like, subscribe, drop a comment below. Hopefully you guys can look forward to some more Ben 10 NDL recaps in the future. If you guys want to see other helpful things from me, let me know. But that is going to be it for this YouTube video. So see you guys later.